Hi all, welcome to beginner series of Workato. Today we are going to learn on what are environmental properties, project properties and API platform. Okay, before we moving to our today's agenda, let's have a quick recap on what we have learned on the previous session. We have learned on exploring the data manipulations using use case, and also we have seen the implementations and the results, right? So please do check out our previous videos so that you will be get to know what we have learned in the previous session. And I'll be giving a link in the description, as well as you can check. I just click on the I button at the right top of our video. Okay, so let's come to today's agenda, that is environmental properties, project properties and API platform, right? So without wasting our time, uh, we'll go to our environment, it is the platform and Workato platform, and we explore these properties. Okay, let's go there. So once you log into your workspace, this is how the projects and the left side of you can see assets and project, right? So first we explore environmental properties. For that you have to click on the tools and go to the environment properties. Okay, once you click on that, before you add any of your properties, it will be show a blank page. Okay, so once you add a properties, you'll be seeing the key value page. Okay, the property name and the value. So what is the use of environment properties, right? So say example, when your properties are running, say example your recipe is running, so environmental properties can be changed at the runtime as well. Say example, your recipe is started in the start mode, and as well as you are want to change, say like DB name, right? Instead of Postgres, you want to use say DB SQL, okay, MS SQL. So what will happen is like it takes care by the recipe, right? If you suppose you have a if and else condition in the recipe, say example, if the DB name is Postgres and else if the DB name is MS SQL, then go for the this executions. So now you don't want to use a Postgres, instead of that you want to use say MS SQL. That case you can change here. It automatically recipe takes care of the environment properties here. So it will useful in the during the there's no record of frequent changes in your recipes, so you can at the back end can change this values and use it in the recipe side. Okay, and second thing is the environment properties useful is when you add here the values, it will be a kind of key value page, so that when you provide a property name, the key and value, it will automatically assign, can taken care by the recipe side, right? So take care of like when you are want to hard code or something, or want to change any of the emails, or say like DB name, database name, or a table's name, or anything you want to change at the it's a static values where you don't having changing every frequently. So that instead of having the hard code values, you can do use the environment properties, so that you can anytime if you want to change the static value to next anything any other values, then it will be remain same in the environment properties, but there is no record of changing at the recipe side, where you should stop the recipe, then you have to go inside the recipe and have to change the values. Instead of that you have to do use of environment properties and do a make of use of that and in the recipe side. Okay, so hope you understood what is the environment properties, and make sure that you follow the good practice. Say example, you are doing any project side, right? You have to give say maybe a project name. Say I'm using data hub, right? So I'm just put a data hub followed by what you want to use. Say example, DB name I want to change. Say I want to say like email. Okay, email ID. Okay, I just give my. Okay, so I just give my random like email ID. It's not perfect, you can should be given like, I'm just giving for the example. So it should be given, you should be given your exact email ID to get the email. Okay, this is how you can add key value pair. Okay, and second part is where we can explore about the project properties. This is environment properties, and we have to go project properties. So here you have can see the workspace admin, right? Here I can see like collaborators, API clients, and settings. So collaborators is like, say example, you don't want to give all the access to your the fellow developers, or maybe a managers or something. So it should be differentiated, right? Because you cannot give access to everyone, all the projects. It depends on the roles and the what kind of project they are working on, or they're contributing to the projects. Based on that, you'll be giving access, right? So for that, here say example, invite this collaborator to this workspace and start building it together. So example, say if I suppose I invite any other person into this workspace, he'll be able to access my workspace and able to do the changes. Means it's a simultaneous changes can do. Suppose I'm working on something and he can change this in other coders as well, right? So we can do the take a copy of that workspace, or a copy of that project. So you can do the changes and he can tell me these are the changes I have done. You can just incorporate those changes into your projects. This is what you can do a collaborator. Like instead of doing in the other workspace, you just have to collaborate, invite the person to your workspace, and he can help you out in the doing the changes. Okay, so say example, I'm just not giving him anything here. It's like how you want to do give a collaborator roles to them. And second here is a role. Okay, so first I'll go to for the client roles. That is like you are creating a client role. So example, I go to write here, say let create a role here. Project as a select, take one of this and just give a jobs. Okay, I'll not give any access to any of these things. Okay, then save changes. I'll just change this name of the person. Okay, let's say developer. Okay, so if I change, now if you can see there are two client roles. One is admin and developer. Now suppose API clients there are I have created. I'll just create an API client. Okay, say example, just say she. Okay, now I can give him admin role, or I can give a developer role, client role. So if I give admin role, he'll be accessing to all the projects. Where I can give a developer role, he'll be selected to, say example, projects. He can select only 13 of the 33 projects, and whereas he cannot access any tools, he cannot access any admin side of the process. Okay, so I just gave all the projects. Okay, then you just save it. So now if you see here, this particular API token is generated for can be used to access, say example, through a API, through an API URI, you can access your projects. Like you can just run those, you can access the project details, so you can get the high level of your recipe inputs informations. Okay, also can we use that? So I'll just copy it and just turn it. So it's be confidential. So you cannot share those API client token to anybody. Okay, this is very confidential. You have to be make sure that you not be access to anybody given, because you can access anything from your workspace. Okay, so that's about the product and project properties. And here, yeah, this is like about the authentications, subscription plan. What are currently I have a subscription plan as well. So it's like says 100 transaction I've used. Okay, I have to be like it's allowed for me to use it. Notifications I gave mine everything, the email IDs, project notifications. These are all like you are mentioning how many days the data retention has to be there. Default will be 30 because it's not having the higher plan of subscriptions. I have a basic plan. So advanced, yeah. So advanced setting is for, yeah. It's a kind of for security wise you can access for that. Like say example, if you want to add extra layer of security, you can use this advanced settings for that. Okay. So this is what the workspace external ID for be used for. Say example, if support setting any kind of IAM roles in AWS or any of the Azure something, you can use this particular workspace external ID. Okay, so this is about the project properties. Now we will go to say API platform. Okay. Say API platforms is basically, as you know already, it's to create your own API endpoint to be accessed by the external users or an external person or third party vendors can use to send a request. So example source is want to send a request to source B, but whereas you don't have access directly to the source B, but where I can use or she can use, the source A can use Workato as a platform to send the request to, which has to be sent by to source B. So the Workato platform will take care of the sending the request to source B. Okay. So if you see, there's already active one of the data hub project, okay, with me. So if you see, there's an endpoint like get and only I think get, yeah, so yeah, post we have. So, okay, so get and post request. So if example, if you see like these are the I have created for search records and audit records, record triggers. So these are the get operations. Okay, and let me click again back to go back to the API collections. Now we'll go to a client, okay, before going to policies. So client is like you are giving a access profile, means you're creating a each access profile has a different authentication type as well as authentication token. Say example, if you want to use, say example, I'll just click on the create access profile. Say example, so second website auth2, okay, just say authentication tool. Here it says I have to select this, okay, the API collections which I have created. Here there are four type of authentication style, okay, auth token, OAuth2, JSON web token, and Open ID Connect. Okay, so currently I'll explain you on the auth2 or auth token. The rest of the two things I'll let you to explore it. If not, you can comment me out if you want to explore those authentication method as well. I can explain the next set of videos. Okay, so currently we can go for authentication token. So currently I have not created any policies. I'll show what can be what is a policy as well. Okay, so I'm not given any kind of IP address. It's allowed default be IP address. Okay, I'm not given any IPs here. See, it's created my auth token. Okay, I'm done with this. I have I'll not do anything here. Okay, I'll just show you a demo. So I'll not copy that. Now if you see, there are two access profiles, correct? So where it says one is auth token, like it's same, both are same auth token only. So the second is I'll go to the again go back to clients. Now we have two access profiles, correct? We'll go to profile policies. Just click on the create policies. Say like auth2 policies. Means I'm creating a policy for the auth2 authentication which I created for recently, just now, right? So I'll say like per minute. So number of requests allowed per profile in that selected time interval, means how many requests you want to give, means in a per minute allowed for the person. And just say 300 or say like 100, and usage quota. Say example, say for 30 days, how many requests you can send or the source A can send. Okay, so let's say like 2000 just for to sake of to explain you. That means see, after 30 days, if his quote is over, let's say he already over with 2000, his quota is over, he already sent a 2000 request to the API. That means his quota is over for the 30 days. If he again is sent, he'll get a reminder saying like error saying like your API quota is over, right? So this is for the policy to make a reminder for the person. The source is saying like this is what the request, the limit for you to send. Okay, and if you see now the client, if I go to the clients now and click on the auth2, okay, I just click on this edit. If you see, choose policy, correct? So I can choose a policy and next I'll just click on save changes. If you see now, it's having the policy which is created for this. Now means the whatever the policy we have created in the previous previous to this particular tab, that is applicable for this particular access profile. Okay, and logs, you can see like whatever the request you send, that will be shown here. Maybe this get, post, delete, anything, patch or something. So the settings where say API path prefix, right? So here you can give your profile, means like name, path prefix to the your existing end URL, that is API apm.workato.com slash. You can mention your prefix, what you want to give. So it will be edited to this. Okay. Now let's save it. Now it's okay. Already take up. Okay. Let's give this. Let's see. Not required. It will be taken by the previous one. The custom domain is for your, say, example, if you want to use Workato's apim.workato.com, you can select your own custom domain there. Okay, like example, say your company name or .com slash whatever the prefix you want to use. Public access is like you are allowing the publicly and you can access your profile like API platform if they have a right authentications. Otherwise, you cannot send a request, right? It has to be enabled for the sake of getting the request from the external systems. Okay, so hope you have understood what is environment properties, what is project properties, and API platform. Okay, so these are things which you have to remember when you have to know the best practices before you getting into that. Okay, so these are the best practices you have to follow, and also know what exactly when to use and how to use, right? Okay, now we'll go back to our presentation again. Okay, now the quiz time. I think hope you have understood the that all the three parts of that is environment properties, project properties, and API platform. Okay, here's the first question. What is the purpose of environment properties in Workato? Okay, these are the options for you. To manage and store API credentials. Second is to configure connections to external systems. Third one is to define variables and parameters for using recipes. Fourth one is to generate reports and analytics. I think anyone can answer this. I think if you are knowing the environmental properties properly. I think yeah. I think everyone can. I think everyone knows this answer. So let me give the answer. Yeah, to define variables and parameters for using recipes. Here's the second question. Which of the following is not a common use case for environment properties in Workato? Storing API credentials, defining connections URLs for external systems, managing OAuth token for authentications, generating reports and analytics. I think everyone can answer this. I think I'll not give much more time for this to answer. It's very easy. So yeah, that's correct. Generating reports and analytics. So here's the last question for you to answer. In Workato, what is the purpose of API calls? Is the options. To trigger recipe execution based on specific events. Second option is to retrieve data from external systems or send data to them. To manage environmental properties and configuration settings. Fourth is to generate logs and track recipe activities. You can read again the options and answer it. Okay, let me give the answer. To retrieve data from external systems or send the data to them. Okay, hope you have enjoyed this session. Suppose you have any questions to me, us, you can just send it in the comment section. You can just comment over there. We can discuss further. I'll be providing my official email IDs there. You can just get in touch with us with your queries. We'll get in touch with you as well via mail or maybe in the comment sections, so that will be clarified. Okay. Until the next session, keep learning, and thank you so much for your time.